This is Jumpman Jay here at the Behind the Mic podcast, downtown Yonkers, New York, 92 Main Street, Soyo Creative. If you haven't tapped in, please tap in. I'm sitting here with Francis Volpe. What's going on?
What's going on, bro?
One half of snack time. You know what time it is?
Snack time, baby.
Yo, dude, big fan.
Appreciate that.
Elias set this up. Huge fan of what you guys are doing. I know you are part of a media company as well.
Yep.
And I was talking to Elias. I'm like, yo, is there any way? He says, don't worry about it. Fred's my boy. So shout out to Elias for setting this up. So
go back to Fordham Prep, man.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't even know this man went to Fordham Prep, bro. So you learn something new every single day.
The high school together, man. We won a championship together. He won Turkey Bowl MVP. Yeah, right. I remember all that. I get the memories on Facebook sometimes. I'm like, oh shit, I send it to Gelby.
Like, you guys are both young, strapping lads. I'm the old guy in the building today. So first and foremost, let's just talk about your upbringing. Where'd you grow up? What sports did you play?
Yeah, so of course. So I grew up basically my entire childhood except for a few years was in Mamaroneck, New York.
Okay.
So I grew up there, single mom. I played every sport under the sun. So I was a 5-sport athlete growing up. I played hockey, baseball, basketball, football, lacrosse at one point, but I was playing every sport under the sun. But yeah, my whole upbringing was like me and my mom. My mom was my superhero. She did everything. She went through hell and high water to raise me. Obviously, I had amazing grandparents. She had a great support system as well. So shout out to my grandparents. My grandma and my nana both passed away in the last 7 years, but my grandpas are still alive, and
I
love them dearly. But grew up in Mamaroneck. Still have the same childhood best friends.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, so I met them most of them when I was like 8, 9 years old. So going on 20 years of friendship. Blessed to have them. And then from Mamaroneck, I ended up not going to Mamaroneck High School. I made a decision going like 8th grade, left hockey practice. Said to my mom, I want to go to Fordham Prep. And she looked at me like I had 10 heads. Yeah. And she was just like, why? We moved to Mamaroneck because of the school system and the diversity, because you had every walk of life in Mamaroneck, which was amazing.
That's true.
And I said, no, I want to go to Fordham Prep. And at the time, there was 2 buddies at my hockey team, my travel team, that went to Fordham Prep. And so they kind of recruited me to go and try and check it out. And I fell in love with it. And made the decision, went to Fordham Prep. From there, I only played hockey and football. That's all I played.
Okay.
That was my focus. And then I was blessed to get a scholarship to play at Assumption College, Division II school up in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is now Assumption University. So when I say Assumption College, people might know it was University.
Yeah. Iona's like that now too, right?
Yeah, they're Iona University. Yeah. But no, and then I played football, got in the corporate world. But yeah, my upbringing was really just like.
Did you get a degree in?
Business management and minor in marketing.
Oh, okay.
So
cool. Right.
out of the Why Not You Media, I'm actually the only one with a business degree. Both my business partners are engineers.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's how the world works, right?
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, what you get a degree and don't really mean nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're trying to become a doctor or a lawyer, business, you just need to get out there and start doing.
Yeah, it's just a piece of paper that you hang on the wall.
Basically. But yeah, that was really the upbringing. It was just me and my mom, and just, watching her was always an inspiration. Watching her work 3 to 4 jobs. She was a teacher, but she would bartend. She was a personal trainer. She did everything,
Okay.
So she went through a lot of things that I didn't truly understand growing up. But then as I got older, went to college, had long conversations with my father. I was asking him what was like with you and mom growing up, and he would tell me some stories. She would kind of touch surface level, but she really didn't like diving into that.
Yeah.
So my dad was really the insight to that, and then I'd ask my aunts and things like that, my mom's friends and things. But yeah, my mom was it was me and her. That was my best friend.
So shout out to mom for being a superhero.
Yeah.
My next question is, how did you get into the media space? Because we're sitting here talking about you got a business degree. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're a media mogul in a sense, right? Because Westchester is a very close-knit community. It's big, but it's little at the same time. I know you guys, you're synonymous with a lot of things that are going on media-wise.
Yeah.
What pointed you in that direction?
So that was all by accident, man. So really what happens after I graduated college, I jumped into the corporate world, right? Was getting into insurance, and at the time, I ran into one of my current business partners, Tony Peck. He went to Fordham Prep with Gelby and I, actually, also, small world. And I was like trying to get him to come work in the insurance world.
Okay.
And then, ironically, I ended up breaking my leg playing flag football. Yep. I got a plate and 9 screws in my left leg.
When was this? This
was in 2016. So where are we going on, like 8-9 years ago now?
You playing downstate? Or
no, I was playing in Eastchester League that Tony Panio used to run.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I was playing in that, broke my leg. So that put me out of commission. I wasn't working. So I was bedridden, you're right? And Tony and I had stayed in touch. He started kind of building these social media pages, very niche pages, like, you know, they were called Ace of Cigars, Ace of Trading, Ace of Beauty, Ace of Hair, so on and so forth. And I was helping him grow these pages. When I helped him, he already had like amassed like almost 400,000 followers across these 13 accounts. And, you know, him and I would talk every day. We'd start getting reached out for shout outs. So like, hey, can you guys post my photo? Can you do this? Can you do that? And we were like, yeah, sure. I don't know. We charge him $4, $5, $3. Like I still have the screenshot from the first PayPal payment that he sent me.
Yeah.
So, you know, we move on, we move forward. Tony gets into project management, and I was studying to get my loan officer license. So I was going to go work for my cousin. And so that's what I was doing when my leg was broken. I just stayed home. I was in bed. I was studying. I was reading, trying to just, you know, figure out what am I going to do, my next step. And my mom at the time, though, she was like, I would really want you to come to a stunt class. I'm like, stunt class? I'm like, I mean, stunts. Like what is that? I've heard the word, but I didn't know what it implied to. And she was like, oh, for like TVs and movies. Like one of our, you know, friends, family friends, Chaz Menendez, runs a class. He's like a legend in the business. He runs a class in New Rochelle. I was like, I don't know, Mom. Let's say maybe. She's like, well, you're young, you're still athletic. Like you should be able to use your abilities for something. And I was just like, all right, let's see. So I ended up getting into mortgages, passed my exam, and working for my cousin. And eventually, you know, my mom bringing it up over and over again because that's how she was. She was relentless. When she knew something was right for me, she pushed hard. Right? Yeah. So I said, all right, I'll come to class. So I go to class, and I'm learning fight choreography for television and movies. And like when you learn this stuff in the background and what goes into making a scene in a movie, you have more respect when you watch movies and television because like some of these people that I got the privilege of meeting were so talented. Like the talent that these people have, the ability to move their bodies and act and all these different things, and being around that, Chaz told my mom, your son has a future in this. So I was just like, all right, let me try this. Let's go all in. So I was doing the mortgages and that. I got my SAG card in 6 months, which was like unheard of. I got my first gig down on a show called Graves that is on Amazon Prime. It's like a new like mobster like TV series. And I got to be in a fight scene in a club. I was nervous as all hell. I was like 22 years old. I was like, this is terrifying because, you know, you got cameras everywhere, lights everywhere, actors. Like there was actors in The Sopranos there. Like people that like if you saw, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I've seen you in like every, you know, mafia movie out there. And so that went really, really well. I was just like, oh, you know, I love this. I love the creativity around it. Fast forward, Tony starts a networking group every Wednesday at Doc James Cigar Lounge in Mamaroneck, New York. And he would have it every Wednesday. And it would be, you know, anywhere from 20 to 30 people and then simmer down. And, you know, eventually there wasn't many people showing up. That's usually how networking events go, right? You know, it's very hard to get, because eventually you get the same people showing up and the same people don't want to just network with the same people. So it ended up just being myself, Tony, and Michael, our third business partner. Tony and Michael grew up together. They know each other from the Bronx since they were in like second grade. Michael ended up going to Salesian. Tony went to Rutherford and Prep. So we were like, what can we do together? They're both in construction. They're both engineers. You know, I have the business management and marketing degree. And we're like, let's do events. Like, let's do events. Because if you ever been to events years ago, where I'm going back 5-6 years ago, if you go to those entrepreneurial events, you're just getting sold to. Like people get up there, they add some value, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, if you buy this for, you know, only right now you get, you know, 10% off my course or my coaching or whatever it is. Yeah. And we were like, you know what, screw that. We're going to do events where if we get someone like you to come up, it's strictly value. Like you cannot sell anything. Like I don't care if you have a course, a clothing line, nothing. Like you have to give people value and give people tangibles to walk out of there and better their lives. Kind of like a Tony Robbins type of event. And so Then we ran into the issue of finances. We were like, how the heck are we going to finance this? We don't have the money, right? We're 3 young kids. We're like 24 years old at the time. Tony was growing his personal brand at the time. Mm-hmm. He changed Ace of Trading to Tony Peck. And I was just like, yo, let's do a media company. I'll never forget where I was standing. I can literally, like, it's playing like a movie in my head right now. Mm. I was standing against, if you go upstairs in Doc James, there's like a pole, like a support beam. And I'm leaning on the support beam. He's sitting where the poker table is. And he looked at me like I had 10 heads. He was like, a media company? He's like, what does that even entail?
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I was like, I have this background in stunts. You know, I love it. I go, we can help people do what you're doing for yourself. And with social media, we see there's power in this.
Yeah.
Like, we're on it every single day. And I ended up reaching out to a buddy of mine that worked in a digital, like a social media marketing company down in Florida. Mm-hmm. He worked remote, brought him in kind of like as a consultant. And for 6 months, he taught us everything, like how they price, what they do, how they do it.
So kind of give you like the blueprint.
Everything.
Perfect.
We then, while having full-time jobs, would meet every Wednesday. It was like clockwork. Every Wednesday, call it 6 o'clock, we'd meet and we were going through what do we have to do, our pricing, our model, all this stuff. Then we had to figure out a name. So growing up, my mom always said to me, why not you? Why can't you become the next big thing?
Makes sense.
And I sat there, I was like, yo, why not you? Michael and Tony loved it. We dropped the W and H. We get YNOT, YOU, media, off to the races. We're going on 5 years next month in February.
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah,
Congrats,
so thank you. Tony and I quit our full-time jobs in 2019. We went all in. All in. Yeah, there was no hesitation. We went all in. He left project management. I left the mortgage world. And it was him and I in an office. I swear this office looked like a college dorm room.
Yeah.
We'd be sitting there in like boxers and pajamas, and we were just sending out 200 to 400 messages a day, just trying to get meetings. Like, just
bet on yourself, man.
Literally, my first month I made $700.
Yeah, you know, people don't understand that side of the entrepreneurial route. Mm-hmm. Is they think that, you know, you just pop up out of nowhere and become this monster, this machine. But there's months like that where you made $700 your first month. But if you stay at it and you kind of stick to your morals, right?
Yes.
And get after it, that you can eventually get to a space where you can leave your full-time job and now create a space where you now do this for a living. Hearing that story is very inspirational for me because, you know, I'm just now getting into the media space. I've been doing it for about 3.5, almost 4 years on the podcasting forefront. Yep. I was lucky enough to link up with Elias, and now, you know, I'm in a creative space where I can now do it.
Yep.
But, you know, I tell my other partner, Zach, all the time, like, you know, why not you?
Yeah.
Why not create a space where you can make money? And, you know, granted, like you know, I'm a police officer, but I'm retiring very soon.
Yeah.
And to hear you say that you grinded it out to a point where you now have your own business and you look like you enjoy what you do on a daily basis. You are inspirational for me because I'm at the space where I want to be you. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to that space where I'm earning money and I can do something that I enjoy. Yeah. A lot of people wake up every single day to go to work, fucking hate it.
It's 99% of people.
Yeah, and it's like I don't hate being a police officer, but I know there's a shelf life for that, and I'm at the tail end of that. You know, I'll be a cop this July for 19 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, bro. And so I got to
break that down. That's 19 times around the sun, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of you know, shift work. That's a lot of, you know, sleepless nights and dealing with bullshit. So to hear your story is very inspirational for someone like me because I'm on the cusp of getting to the media space and almost in the same sense as you. Big fan of Snack Time. How did that come about?
Yeah, Snack Time is kind of...
Yeah, because like you guys just did the wings, right? You guys just did candlelight wings.
Yeah.
I tend to believe that it's a little bit overrated. I'm a Beachmont guy. So when you guys did that comparison, I thought that was pretty awesome. I think it's such a great space that you guys create because Westchester is its own entity. I feel like, you know, we're not upstate, you know, people are like, well, you know, the 5 boroughs and then anything else after that is upstate. No, Westchester's its own entity. I don't want to hear anything else other than that. And I like the fact that you guys are shedding light on local spots and rating. Like I say this, you guys are like our bar stool. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
You guys are rating these. When you guys did this special on Yonkers Ave with Delgado's, the pastrami sandwich.
Yeah.
I've been eating that shit for years, bro.
Dude, we just stopped in and saw Paul the other day, and he's so grateful, man.
Bro, that's been a thing, and that's been in like rap songs. Like, the Locks have mentioned, Delgado's, and like getting that special from Delgado's. For me, that was the sandwich. But like, not a lot of people know that. So the fact that you guys shed light on these little niche spots throughout Westchester, I want to give you your flowers because
appreciate that, man.
We need that. You know what I'm saying?
We
need that because people don't know that there's hidden gems in this county.
They don't. And that really kind of is a great segue to like why we started this. So like I could go back to like how Snack Time really started. It was a by accident thing at Nikki's apartment, actually, on my old Instagram. But that kind of, I'll get into like what has taken Snack Time to where it is now. So back in July, I was doing Snack Time by myself again. I brought it back and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start highlighting restaurants. I'm going to start going to like different places because I have a lot of connections to different restaurants. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if because now they did just come out with a collaboration feature. I was like, this is a great opportunity for myself and that business to get extra exposure. Because at the end of the day, my mind, and you'll learn this about me, I love marketing. I love everything about it. I love the psychology behind it. I love the why. That's my big thing. And so I was like, I got to do Delgado's. I got to do the bacon, egg, and cheese at Delgado's because my boy Nicky, shout out Nicky, who put me on there. I was just like, yo, you got to go do Delgado's with me. I was like, you have to. Post it, and this thing just starts going locally crazy, right? And it like the comments, the shares, and all this stuff, and we were like, yo, like I did not expect this, and he didn't expect this. Like the family, Delgado, like Paulie's kids reached out to us. We're like so thankful for what we did because no one's ever really done that, and Delgado's has been a staple in Yonkers for forever. So
1,000%.
Yeah. So Nicky calls me up one day, and he goes, yo, what are your thoughts on doing Snack Time together? I was just like, why not? Like, let's see what we can do with this. And he goes, we need to, and he brought this to my attention, is that New York City has all the viral spots. Like, New York City is like the lines are out the door. Like, you got every foodie under the sun.
Yeah.
Like, like everyone is going down there for like that crazy food. And so Nicky was like, let's bring that to Westchester. Like, let's see what we could do.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I was like, let's see what we could do and highlight these small businesses because I meet tons of small business owners. Over the last 5 years, I've met thousands. And not many of them have the money to, hire somebody or invest in the marketing that they need.
Yeah.
So we were like, food is like, all right, food, we both enjoy food. Let's use our style, our marketing brains, because he's a phenomenal marketer and brander on his side for Iconic, beauty suites. Let's bring our expertise together and let's do this together.
Copy.
So we just started doing it and it just took off. Like, it was one of those things we did not expect this. Like, we run everything through our personal pages. Like, I'm Francis Volpe. He started a food page, Living Like Smalls. And the growth in the views, like, I think we've been doing this now going on 7 months. We've accumulated over 30 million views across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
That's fire.
And we meet these business owners and they absolutely love what we're doing. And I said, if we could do a video, and I just had this conversation with someone we were with yesterday. I said, if we could do a video and one person comes in from that video and they now become a customer for life, because the lifetime value of a customer is what's important, right? Yeah. You obviously have an acquisition cost to get them, right? Might be giving us, let's say you give us pizza to review, right? Whatever that cost you, that was your acquisition, right? Because $10, we post a video, that's free.
Yeah.
Right? The platforms aren't charging us to post.
Yep.
So we post and one person comes in and now they're coming back every week for that $3 slice. You just spent, I don't know, $10 on your pie to get that person to come in now every week. So that's how we look at it. And the business owners are just ecstatic. And the love that we've gotten, We've come up with so many different segments that we're going to be releasing, and like we have different logos being made. But really, it just came down to two guys coming together and saying it's time for Westchester to get its flowers. That's really what it came down to.
I love that you said that closing statement up for Westchester to get its flowers, because Westchester is so vast. You know what I mean? And funny, Westchester is the only place I know where everybody's connected through like 7 degrees of separation. So you get a kid, you get a kid from America, you get a kid from South Yonkers come together, and now collectively are helping small businesses. And I didn't even look at it like that. Like the fact that you're helping small businesses, I think that's huge. America is now going to like the corporate drive and the corporate muscle that these small family-owned businesses are suffering from it. So the fact that you guys are in a space where you're creating like a lifeline for these guys, man, like, hey, there's spots that have been around for years that now with social media we can now shed light on. And just from you talking about it, it dawned on me. I'm like, damn, these dudes are really helping the survivability of small business.
Trying.
Yeah.
Look, we're two guys, like every Saturday, it's like clockwork. Every Saturday, we go to like anywhere from 2 to 4 spots. We're collaborating with different people. Like that's a big thing for us too, is like, how do we also get involved with other bloggers, other influencers, other business owners to come with us to also be involved in what we're creating, to then put it out in front of their audience to get additional reach, because maybe someone from their audience has never heard of this place and they're going to go and show some love.
Yeah, cross-pollination. I
exactly.
like that. Let's tap into some of your favorite Westchester spots. I'm going to drop a name of a food or a beverage.
Okay.
And we'll go from there, right? So, best bacon, egg, and cheese in Westchester.
Put me on the spot. Wow. All right, so it's for me personally, it's between 2 spots.
Okay,
it's between Delgado's and Snap Stop right here. Right?
Really?
Yeah. Snap Stop is got a phenomenal, shout out Mario, they have a phenomenal bacon, egg, and cheese, and Delgado's is just a staple. So like in Westchester, it sounds crazy. There's tons of, like, if people are going to bring up Rockies and things like that.
Yeah, I was going to,
but there's
some people bring up Rockies.
Yeah, they bring up Rockies. Like, they're great for the hashtag. But like a bacon, egg, and cheese, for me, this is me personally, my opinion.
Okay.
It's between Snap Stop and Delgado's.
Snap Stop, Delgado's. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Wings.
Oof. Okay.
Favorite Westchester spot for wings. Now, this has always been a controversial topic, because I feel like some people are swayed by the masses because there's one particular place that everybody
loves.
Bird
mentality, my man.
You know what I mean? But like for you, what's your spot? Yeah.
So that was so when we did that video, you brought up that video at Beachmont Candlelight. I obviously had Candlelight a bunch of times. That was my first time ever having Beachmont.
Really? Okay, cool, man.
So
he's unbiased here now.
Unbiased. But like me personally, they're no longer around, was Rudy's.
Rudy's. Yeah. I forgot about Rudy's.
Yeah, Rudy's.
Rudy's did make a good wing. I will say that.
Their Thai chili wing, there was nothing that beat that. But right now, my favorite wing, like, I grew up eating Sherwood's. I love Sherwood's, man. I love Sherwood's.
It's got some taste, bro. Yeah. I like this guy.
But that's the thing. It's like, so we try to explain to people, because like, if you ever go through comments in some of our videos, they get vicious.
That's like my toxic trait. Like, people will post and I'll just go through comments and I just go down a rabbit hole at that. I got to stop doing that.
Yeah, I do too. I've learned to just like let people comment. Like the Beachmont Candlelight thing, I think it's been shared almost 10,000 times at this point.
Dude, I think I probably sent that to like 50 people just in itself.
Yeah, you just got to let it rock.
Yeah.
Let people argue.
That's what social media is for. There's some keyboard warriors out there. It is what it is. I mean, you can't prevent that. This is a space where like everybody has a voice, and sometimes you got some guys with some burner accounts or whatever the case may be. It is what it is.
Tons of burner accounts.
Tons. Pizza. This is always a tough one because it all depends on what type of pizza you like, right? Some people like a crunchier crust. Some people like a doughier crust. Some people like it cheesy. Some people don't like it as cheesy.
Yeah.
But just for you, I just picking brains.
Okay, so that's the thing with pizza, right? Like you said, it's so much like some people like a Johnny style or Pulpatina style, or they like a Dunwoody that like Nikki likes to call it that Sunday pizza pizza. You know,
Dunwoody's a staple.
Yeah.
In Westchester, I mean, a lot of people know that.
It is. Like it's tough because I've eaten at so many pizza places growing up. So I'm gonna give you so Sicilian slice, Sal's and Mamaroneck.
Okay.
Grew up Okay.
Sal's, all right.
Okay.
Shout out to Sal's.
Yeah.
I've had Sal's before.
Yeah, Sicilian slice though,
Okay,
very
yeah.
specific. Into the regular. So I'm just like a pizza fan. So damn man, you really got me putting me on the spot.
I like to ask and thought.
This is thoughtful because if this goes out, it's gonna be like, well, he's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of Dunwoody. I am a big fan of Dunwoody.
Dunwoody guy myself.
They got a really good pie, a really good slice. And then if you're liking that flat, thin slice, like I right now, like I know people love Johnny's. I know they do. But personally right now, I love Pulpatina. I really do.
I respect it.
Yeah. That's just my taste buds. I'm going to use the Keith Lee line, in my opinion. All right? Because, like, people will come after you. But that's – I got categories for food. So it's tough to just say this one's the best. Because it's really based off this, like you said, the style that you –
Yeah, because everybody has a different palate, right?
Yes.
Some people have a preference. Like, when I bring up pizza in conversation, everybody goes to Gino's.
Yep.
Right? So, like,
South Broadway?
Yeah, those are the South Yonkers guys. It was like, there's nothing better than Gino's. And it's just where you grow up, what you're accustomed to eating.
And also how much of that is accompanied to brand.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you think about it, when you grow up hearing the same thing, oh, this is the best spot, that is the reputation that brand now has to it for you, right? So, like, if you think about, like, a Nike doesn't have the best, the best fabric or the best, wear. There's companies that have significantly better, but they don't have the brand behind it, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it also, you come down, like you brought up Candlelight, right? I think I'm going to sit here confidently and say it probably is a little bit different, because there's a lot of people that have been eating that for over 20 years. And the comments, because that's where you learn, is through the comments.
Mm-hmm.
People have mentioned, like, oh, they've changed. And you have people that love it. But at the end of the day, it's like, are those people that still love it, or are they just buying into brand? You don't really know, right? So, because Candlelight has, over the last, how long they've been around? I don't even know.
They've been around for forever, bro. I remember going in there, and this is probably going back a decade.
Yeah.
Maybe even more. And God rest the dead, Gary Sanders, who was a ESPN analyst, was in there with his whole family eating wings. They have been a staple in Westchester, like, community, like, foods. Like, everybody knows Candlelight for its wings and so on.
And staying on top is not easy.
It's not. It's a very it's hard because of how, like, competitors arise throughout the years, because, like, you got to think about Candlelight, where that's at, and, like, Rudy's is, like, not too far down.
Yeah,
right?
and
at the time and when it was around.
Yeah.
So you got to think of competitors and like I go back to palate.
Yep.
My last question with this whole food situation is best restaurant. I mean, for you, right?
Okay.
Dinner wise. Because this is always, like, a very controversial topic.
Dinner in general, or
like let's go. You want a nice Italian dinner?
Ooh,
where are we going for dinner? Right? You're on a date. You got a lovely young lady with you. You're going out on a date where you're taking her for some Italian food.
Oh boy,
we'll keep it in that.
Yeah. All right. So Italian dinner. Ooh. That's a tough one. There's a lot. That's the thing with Westchester too. There's a lot of great spots. There's a lot of great Italian spots. Damn, I gotta think a little bit about this one. I'm trying to be quick with it. Like, if you said steak, I was gonna say Lenny's in Larchmont.
All right, so we got Lenny's in Larchmont for steak.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah. So Italian though, it's like I feel like a lot of the places that I've been to, it's hit or miss. Damn, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one. That's why I asked.
Yeah, that's actually like a brain boggler. Let me ask you, what's yours
for pasta?
Oh, I'm shot. Pax Romana.
I was gonna say Pax.
Like I'm sitting here, and then as soon as for some reason I was just like, I gotta go through it. Nah, shout out Paulie. That's not just.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pax 1,000% for pasta.
Yeah, no,
1,000%,
100%. And that's the thing. Like if I'm looking fine dining Italian restaurant, it's a little bit different. But like if I'm looking for a good pasta, a solid atmosphere, and it's not just because I'm boys with Paulie. Like he and his partners have created something phenomenal at Pax.
Yeah.
So like I love that spot. Like, and it's right near me. I live in Hartsdale now, so like, love Pax.
That's local for me because I work in White Plains. Yeah. So Pax is the spot for me.
You know his partner and his mom make the pasta fresh every morning.
I didn't know that till I watched the show. Till I watched the little segment that you guys did.
Yeah.
You said that the pasta was made there.
We walked in there
and they were making the pasta.
Mamas are making the pasta.
That's fucking dope. I didn't know that. And you didn't say that. This is what this goes back to. Like for the people who are tuning into this episode, this goes right into what we were saying. It was, you're shedding light on these businesses that are, they're small businesses, but at the same time, like there's things that I didn't know that you guys are shedding light on.
Yep.
Right. So, just me hearing that pasta is made there makes me want to go there even more now.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know like.
And that's the thing, man. Like, and I say this to everybody. When it comes to snack time, people are always like, "Oh, you're eating amazing food," and like we've been blessed to go to places that have great food, and we have our own like rules internally when it comes to like certain things about when we shoot our content and like what we show. Mm-hmm. But when the most important factor of all this has been the relationships.
Yes.
Like I've gotten to meet. Like, I could shout out so many places, like the owners of Gianna's Deli right on Midland, P&D Prime Meats right on Midland. Like, they are a phenomenal family and group of people. And I have a chance to meet them. Paulie, Mike of Pulpatina, Allie and Mike of Laughing Horse, who have a music background, who helped manage some of the biggest artists at one point in the world. Like, you hear all these stories. Like, we come in, it's not just like, oh, let's walk in, what are you having us eat? No, It's not about that. We walk in, like, we put on our calendar, all right, we have a shoot from 10 to 11. We're there usually until like 11:30, almost noon, because we're having conversations with the owner.
So you're breaking bread with them.
Yeah, it's all about breaking bread. It's all about hearing their story, why they got started, why are they here, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
What's their background? Like we went to Matanzas, okay, right? If you ever been, it's a Cuban spot that just opened up in Hartsdale, right? Gelby, you probably know where it's at. And it's right down the street from Hydrogen. We walked in there one day. And the woman was like, because the husband had reached out via DM.
Okay.
So we walk in there. Woman goes and says, like, I'm so happy that you guys are here. Like, I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, you don't, we're here because we want to shed light, and like we've heard some great things. Your husband reached out, and she did have amazing food. Like it was phenomenal. But I go, is this your first business? She goes, yeah. And she was, probably, she looked like, maybe, not an older woman, but like you could tell that, it's a second career type thing. Mm-hmm. And just the fact that she took a chance to start a small business, had no budget for marketing, and we came in there and we did 2 videos for her. We posted them. We did with our buddy AJ, 914 Collective.
Yeah.
And they
want to get AJ in here too, bro.
Yeah.
I want to do I'm going to pass this by you now. I don't mean to cut you off. I would love to do a 914 like collaborative, like influencer podcast.
Absolutely.
Get, you 914 Collective as well, because I know he does stuff at the brewery, which is downstairs.
Yeah. If you want to bring Nikki in so he gets a whole different view.
Like Nikki,
absolutely.
Exactly. So if I can get
absolutely.
Like multiple guys up here that are doing what you guys are doing in Westchester, because I'm a big Westchester guy.
Yeah.
I was born in the Bronx, moved to Yonkers when I was like 13. I've been in Westchester ever since. I've lived in different parts of Westchester. I think it's great that we all get into a collective space and shed light on things that are going on in Westchester. Collaboration is key. I mean, that's how I ended up meeting Elias.
Yeah.
Through someone that he worked with, who's a guy that I, ran with for several years, and then, always kept in contact with people.
Yeah.
And then we were able to then collectively come together and create this space. I'm literally building like some stuff up in Yonkers Brewery, and you're like right here.
Yeah.
So it's just that small of a world that we're able to come together collectively and do these things.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about, man. Like we're so big in the collaboration, trying to help people, and that's what it's about. Like if you're not trying to, like, it's the old saying. It's like, would you rather, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Right? It's an old African proverb.
Yeah.
And it's the truth, though. These cliches are really so true. And the more you grow and the more you're around people that are like-minded, they all believe in the same thing. And that's what Why Not You Media is about. That's what Snack Time is about. It's about just collaboration, doing things together, building people up, and helping people change their lives. Like, if we're able to do one video that can change a business, right? Like, we did that Delgado's pastrami video.
Yeah.
That weekend was the most pastrami they've ever sold. So it's like there's no coincidences in life, right? Like, you do things, you help people, you do it without expecting anything back.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what our mindset is. That's what Why Not You's about. That's what it's ingrained in Michael, Tony, Nikki. It's like we give with no expectation back. Like, we don't want nothing back. We just want to help you in any way that we can. And like I was saying with the Matanzas, like the woman there, like I went back in one day for a cup of coffee. She says, all we sell is Cubanos and freaking steak sandwiches because of you guys. She's like, that's our biggest seller. Like, do you like, as a person, when you walk in somewhere and someone can look you in the face and say that what you did for me helped me,
yes,
is like, I bring this up on almost every podcast I'm in. Like, the most viral videos aren't the videos that should be most viral. And what I mean by that is, like, the videos that are just so stupid and dumb are the ones that go viral.
Those are the ones that go viral.
Like, Gary Vee's most viral video is him eating blueberries. But did you ever see the video of him doing a talk and doing a greet and meet, and a woman comes up to him and says, because of you, I didn't kill myself? Have you ever seen that video?
Nope.
Why doesn't it have that more circulation?
You're right, bro. I say this all the time about social media. It's like the things that get clickbait, that create the traction, are the things that aren't what people need to be seeing. It's all like it's all perspective. Is what you're using social media for. I'm happy that you said that, because I'm a firm believer that the things that go viral aren't the things that should be going viral. So shout out to you for shedding light on that.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's. I think that's an important thing that people have to understand, is that, like, social media, there's a blessing and a curse when it comes to it. But when you're using it for positive, you can seriously change people's lives. Like, I tell people, because I've had the chance and been blessed with working with a lot of individuals that are very successful, and they've grown large businesses, and I explain to them, because they're always like, well, what's the point of building?
I thought you good.
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking about.
No, you're good. Like, what's the point of building this personal brand and helping people? And this one conversation I had really, like, kind of plays my mind a lot. It was actually with our guy TJ, and I had a long talk with him at a cigar dinner. This guy, he don't need social media. He doesn't need it. But I explained to him, I go, look, what's your goal in life? He goes, I want to leave a legacy. I want to help people. I go, let me kind of wrap your mind around this for a second. I go, if you don't create content and you don't put anything out there, because content lives forever. It's on the internet. It's not going anywhere, right? I go, so if you don't create content, eventually your great grandkids, whatever, are going to forget about you. Pop is no longer going to be thought of. You're going to be told as like this mysterious figure that did all this, right? But now you create content and you're putting stuff out there. Eventually, because there's a twofold, I go, your great grandkids can learn from you. They can put you on YouTube, they can put you on Instagram, and they can watch you, because these platforms are going to live way beyond us and you and I. And he goes, I never thought about that. I go, now let me change it up for you a little bit further. I go, every single day there's a human being out there that is struggling. They are struggling financially, emotionally, they're spiritually. There's a struggle. So every moment that you are not putting out a piece of content that could help somebody, you're letting that person down, because you're the person that they needed to hear in that moment. Because there can be a million motivational speakers on the planet, okay? But every single person says something differently that hits people differently. Right. Meaning, the way you could be saying the same thing as me, right? You could do a keynote, I could do a keynote. We could have the same exact speech in front of the same 10,000 people. but the way you said something can just hit a group of that 10,000 people differently. Yeah. That could change their lives. So when I said that to him, he goes, yo, you're giving me chills. I was like, because that is the part of social media and the part of the positive aspect of social media that people don't think about. Yep. I say that to all my real estate clients. I say that in every talk I do in front of real estate agents. I go, you're not selling real estate, you're selling memories. I go, you put up stuff, you're trying to sell a house, someone buys that house, that family moves in, they have children, those kids have memories there. Guess where it started? With you. Because you posted it on social media.
You know what's funny that you mentioned that is I've been around long enough where social media wasn't a thing when I became a police officer, right? And the only thing you had was like photos. So you had like Facebook, MySpace prior to that. And I showing my age. But as I've progressed, I've seen the change, right? The shift. Like now, I coach high school football up in Yorktown, and all these kids got a huddle highlight reel. When my highlight reel was a VHS tape that I had to send out to colleges. So that's the difference. And it's funny that you mentioned that, and your perspective and your insight on how you see that that trend and where it's going. It's going to supersede us. Like as soon as I'm going to be dead and gone, and there's content that I created 30, 40 years ago will still be present.
Your kids can watch this
episode right now
and learn something.
So for being such a young man, you are a very insightful dude. I got some years on you, so I can say that. I just want to say thank you for sitting down with me and having this conversation today. I'm looking forward to doing some more collaborative stuff with you guys. I definitely want to get that like 914 collab podcast where we're bringing in different guys doing different things.
Man, let's make it happen.
I'm gonna.
There's some crazy stories out here, man. Like when you hear what people are trying to grow and build behind the scenes, it's so unbelievable. And I just wanted to make one last point because you said you coached football. I've coached hockey at Florida Prep for 6 years, and like people see social media from the athlete perspective as also like there's positives and negatives, but like if you think about it, social media has given the athlete that never would have gotten the attention they deserve without social.
Absolutely.
Like think about it. Like some of these kids are in these small towns. Yorktown's not a big town.
Nope.
Or
I got a whole media team for them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sarah Quardo. She does a lot of their stuff.
But you know how incredible that is? Because or the kid that lives out in Missouri in a small town that's 6'4", 220 pounds, and he's a phenomenal athlete. But if it weren't for social media, maybe he doesn't have the money. His family doesn't have the money to go and send him to the Nike camps and all these different things. But what he has a free app on a phone to post on TikTok, to post on YouTube, to post on Instagram. And that's where coaches are looking for today. So it leveled the playing field. You can be from anywhere. You can be from Alaska. I met a kid in Virginia that was from Alaska. And he was a dog. So it's like, he was nasty. But it's like social media, when used the right way, man, it levels the playing field.
Yeah, dude,
but to your point, like there's so many stories when you meet these influencers that are like, you're like, what? Like that's what you're trying to do? Because you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
You would have no idea.
Well, so, looking forward to doing some more work, man. Like I said, once again, thank you for coming out to Behind the Mic podcast here at Soyo Creative. Looking forward to doing some more work. And I'm like, last but not least, I'm a big fan of what you're doing, man. That's why I asked Elias to make this happen.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.